far, are we starting?
I guess so.
All right, let's do this. What's up? Woo! Welcome to Nightmare Nights. We are here in Dallas, Texas. We are going to do an interview.
We are stable condition.
Yeah, our fourth member is coming down here right now. Don't worry about it. Anyways, he'll be coming in, but Vincent, it's a pleasure to meet you, and thank you for coming and having a great time.
Why don't you let everyone know what you do for the show?
My name is Vincent Tong. I am a voice actor for... This guy's so out of breath. Look at this.
Thank you for reminding me how out of shape I am. I miss basketball.
I'm a voice actor. I voice for Flash Century, Prince Blue Blood, Garble the Dragon, as well as Donut Joe. I almost forgot to do his voice. There he is. Donut Joe.
Or Pony Joe.
Or Pony Joe. Whatever you want. He's Joe.
Yeah. Real quick, you do stunt work for shows. What shows do you do? If you wouldn't mind me asking.
I did some stunts for... The latest thing was Cop and a Half 2, which is going to be coming out. I don't know where it's coming out. I think they're still shooting it right now in Vancouver. But yeah, it was a really fun movie. I got to do it with Lou Diamond Phillips, and he was great. He was a great sport. I did the whole choreography with the stunt guy. He had a stunt double, but then he wanted to fight too, so boom, 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 got in with him and had a fight scene with Lou Diamond Phillips, so super fun.
And if I remember correctly, you've done stunt work for Arrow. And
I didn't do that much. I was just acting. I didn't do any stunts on that stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I haven't watched Arrow in a long time.
Me neither.
Yeah.
That's all good.
But since you're a stuntman, are you a master in any martial arts?
I'm not really a stuntman. I do some stunts. I do some few like martial arts things, but I wouldn't consider myself like a stuntman.
Do you have any particular schools of martial arts that you
I used to do wushu kung fu, which is very pretty. It looks really nice, but you know, in a fight you wouldn't want to use that at all.
Yeah, it's not very practical.
No, not practical at all, but it's beautiful.
It's more for like katas and stuff like that, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's just, it looks really nice, and it's, you know, it's good exercise, keeps you flexible and stuff, but did Tai Chi as well back then, but right now I'm really into Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, which is like
that's actually kind of funny. Our buddy Cam Goodwin, he's a martial artist. He's been trained since he was about 4.
Oh, wow.
He was born with some birth defects, so his parents didn't know that when they were pregnant with him, so alcohol and all that. Sure. And so he learned from Jason David Frank, the Green Ranger. So he learned karate. Nice. But he's a master at Jeet Kune Do, 2nd generation.
Cool.
He's learning Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu right now, and I can't remember all the others martial arts off the top of my head.
Other Itsus.
Yeah.
Something like that.
But I know he'd love, unfortunately he's not here with us, but I know he'd love to at least chat with you.
Have a role?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
He's actually training right now to go back into MMA.
Nice.
Our 4th member is here.
He has arrived.
Oh, I'm sorry.
He has arrived. Hey.
It came out of nowhere for us, too.
Timber.
What?
You're wearing a Rush shirt. It's excusable.
Okay. God damn.
How's it going? Pretty good. How about yourself, man?
Good.
How have you been enjoying the con?
It's been great.
Yeah,
Thank you.
I've been asking that question, sir.
Okay.
That poor pumpkin.
But,
is this good lighting for you? How do we look?
I think we look good, yeah.
All right, all right.
But I had the chance to talk to your manager, Ralph, and he's a very, very wonderful man.
He is wonderful.
I hope to interview him someday. I felt kind of bad because when we were at the cocktail party, he grabbed you from whatever you're doing. I think you were trying to find some water.
Oh, that's okay. Yes, I was.
You don't need to do that.
I know. I really hated it that night. I was so thirsty.
It's all right. My sideburns make up for it.
Dude, yeah, they do. Awesome mutton chops.
But you do some work on the show, and there's some people that hate your character, Brad.
They sure do, yeah.
And I don't understand why, because Brad was one of the funniest characters.
It's not only...
And they're just because I heard the hate before I saw the movie.
Yeah.
And after seeing it, I was like...
That's who you were demonizing?
Yeah. Exactly.
Well, it's not only Brad for you too. Like Prince Blue Blood, people hate him. Garble, people hate him. Like, how do you deal with that hate?
It's fine. I mean, when I first started doing conventions, I was a little worried. I was like, why am I even going to these? Because these guys don't like me at all. From all the research I did online, right? I even found like a little meme online that had my headshot and then Blue Blood, Garble, and Flash. I was like, Vincent Tong, the voice of all the douchebags of MLP. I was like, oh no! What am I gonna do with these conventions? Are they gonna throw shit at me? Can I swear? Oops, sorry.
Yeah, it's alright.
We interviewed Jen.
We don't get that.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Needless to say, we learned how to summon her. I'll not repeat that here for this. But,
right, yeah. So, it's all good, though. Everyone has their likes and dislikes.
Exactly. And whoever made that meme obviously loves you enough to make that meme for you.
Yeah, exactly. And, I'm still being invited to conventions, which I totally love. And the fans, I think it's more of a joke than anything. No malicious,
malicious intent.
Yeah, obviously.
And people are just, they like to razz me a bit about taking their waifus, stealing the waifus.
Especially once they figured out what you've done to that pumpkin. I don't think they're gonna mess with you.
Right.
We need to get like a shot later. Is it still out there by chance? The pumpkin?
I have really. I'm like, who would want a pumpkin? But I was like, who would want to buy a pumpkin that's gonna be smashed? But I'm like, a pumpkin's gonna deteriorate anyway, so I guess
you might as well help
smash
it out.
Well, I saw it in there at like 4 in the morning, and it's like hard as a rock now. So I don't know if anyone's. I think they're scared to touch it now. So it's like maybe we could.
But real quick, we saw Legends of Everfree, which premiered earlier this month, and. Your character, I was so sad. He barely had any lines.
I know. Something different happened in this one.
Timber Spruce completely stole from the waifu
guy? Who's that dude?
He stole your waifu.
I know. Totally. Well, that was so weird when I first read the script. I was like, did they just put this Timber Spruce guy's name wrong? It should be Flash saying all this stuff, right? And I was like, oh my gosh, this is a brand new character. And I'm like, okay, I get it. This is a different Twilight that Flash was into and blah, blah, blah. So I'm like, okay, sure. But, I'm just there to do my thing. I was a bit disappointed, but, we'll see what happens.
I can totally see this leading up to a conversation of, like, Timber with his Twilight and Flash with his Twilight. My Twilight could beat up your Twilight.
But I have to say, Flash had one of the funniest parts of the movie. It wasn't meant to be that funny, but have you seen the completed version?
Everfree?
Yes.
Yes, I have.
But whenever Flash is just standing there and Derpy just comes up and goes,
yes, Derpy, exactly.
Pat.
That killed me. But there are other shows that you're in. Is there anything you like to let the viewers know that you really want them to hear?
Yeah, I mean, The Deep is a really cool show from Australia. It's on Netflix USA right now. I play Antaeus Necton. He's he's part of this ocean. What are they called? I don't know.
Marine biologists?
Explorers or biologists.
Basically deep sea divers.
Yeah, they travel around in a submarine and they're conservationists, and but they also are on the journey to find the lost ancient. What is
Atlantis.
It's sort of like Lemuria, which is I think a real thing that people believe exists. It's a civilization. I guess. Yeah, that's what the word is. But that's a cool show. There's also Kong.
Real quick, is it animated or is it
animated?
live action?
Yeah.
Okay.
So animated stuff is the stuff that's.
I think I've seen it appear on my feed before on Netflix. I think I have.
Back on recommended or something.
Yeah. The Deep.
The Deep. Yeah.
Yes, I have seen that actually.
And Kong King of the Apes is on Netflix. I did a few episodes of Dino Trucks, which was fun.
I know Ralph was telling me you've done Bionicle.
No, no, that's not me.
It wasn't you?
No.
It was Ninjago, wasn't it?
Ninjago.
Oh, Ninjago, that's it.
Yeah.
Ninjago.
I don't know, I was thinking Bionicle.
Hey, I can see the
It's Lego, same thing.
Yeah. So yeah, Lego Ninjago and also Lego Nexo Knights, which is a really fun show. Sausage Party.
Oh, boy.
That's right.
Yes.
I still need to see that.
A few parts in there. Ratchet and Clank, the movie, just came out.
Oh yeah, it did.
Like a few months ago.
That's awesome.
Yeah, some of the stuff.
But we can stop talking about that stuff.
Sure.
What do you like to do for fun?
Didn't you say you grew up in... I'm sorry,
no, go on.
My bad. It's just that I remember whenever you and I were talking a couple years ago, I remember you said you were really into like musical theater and whatnot.
Yeah.
Is that true?
Yeah, I used to do a lot of musical theater as my profession, singing and dancing in different shows.
Okay.
I did like Mamma Mia and Footloose.
You were in Footloose?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I was a cowboy. Because Rusty...
Real quick, I have a request.
No!
Clayton, can you let him wear the hat?
Absolutely, go ahead.
Censor this.
Hold
on. Oh my god.
I'll send it to you
That's
on Twitter.
amazing.
Ma'am?
Yeah.
Ma'am?
Oh my god.
Can you see okay? Can you see okay?
I can. It's quite warm too and kind of sticky and
Sorry.
what's going on?
That's
a little disturbing, buddy. But
He loves that hat for a reason.
my wife's when I found
he's the
it.
one that told me just earlier today you're into musical theater.
Yeah. So I did lots of musicals and sort of like my bread and butter for the longest time, and then I did a lot of film and TV, and then jumped into voiceover.
Do you think they'll ever let you sing on the show?
I hope so. That'd be nice.
That'd be really cool.
He plays guitar after all. Why not?
I know. Like Flash plays guitar.
Oh,
yeah.
I play like 6 chords, which you can play a lot of songs off 6 chords.
I'd love
That's definitely true.
You can play a lot of songs on 3 chords.
I did sing for the Christmas album though.
Oh yeah, you did.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Last year I got coal for Christmas.
That's okay.
God, you remind me of Kathy from last year when we interviewed her because she just randomly went into her voice. It's a lot of fun. Thank you.
Yeah, man.
But what are some things you like to do for fun? Because we like to let people know more of the
Yeah, for sure. I do a lot of. I like to keep physical. I like to keep active, just because I'm a bit ADD. I like to move around, and I don't. Sorry about that. I don't like to. I don't like to work out per se, but I like rock climbing. I do a lot of indoor rock climbing, so with ropes or bouldering without ropes.
I've done that once. It killed my arms forever.
No, but you go once. The first time you can barely hold the steering wheel.
Totally,
afterwards.
yeah.
But you go the second time, you'll feel better. Third time, you'll just you'll get way stronger.
It was a lot of fun, but man, it killed my arms.
Totally.
You ever got into that show Ninja Warrior?
Yes, I love Ninja Warrior.
Yes, like the original with like it was filmed like in Japan with Matt McDonald and all that.
Yes.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
Over here.
I know. I want to use that the salmon ladder.
Actually, going back to Cam, he was actually participating for that.
What?
Yeah.
I gotta meet this Cam guy.
He unfortunately was not able to make it because he broke his rib.
Training?
He still went. Yeah, he still went through with it.
That's nuts.
He's absolutely insane, but I love the man to death.
Do you do the same thing that some others do when as they watch, especially on like the first stage when people stand most of a chance, maybe, as the person's going through this obstacle, that's like, oh, I could do that. Yeah. I could do that one. Oh, that one would kill me.
Yeah.
I could do that one.
Yeah, totally. And I wonder like how much grip strength you need. I'm assuming you need lots.
Oh, I'd be
because
totally.
Everything is like upper body. You're grabbing things.
You seen that glow grab in the 3rd stage?
Yeah. Spears and stuff like that.
You can come in here.
Right?
It's okay.
Stuff?
It's okay.
Yeah,
It's okay. Come on.
We don't wonder. This is Peter.
Hi, I missed you guys this morning. I'm sorry.
Don't
No, that's all right, man. Don't worry about
There
it.
you go. 2 for tag team.
Tag team.
Tag team.
You done?
I think so. Am I done?
Sure, if you want.
I don't know. What time is it? I don't know how. I thought it was like
We didn't get him a free frame like, yeah.
It's about 14
minutes.
Yeah.
14 minutes.
Yeah.
I got like 10 seconds
You've
to
done
say
your
goodbye.
You've done your time, sir.
Thank you. Free. All right, buddy. Pass it over.
Yeah.
Have fun. Thanks, guys.
Thank you very much.
I'll see you before I
Okay.
go.
Thank you. Bye.
There we go. Anyways.
So first
Hello
off, nice hat.
Thank you. I want to say, I know you were talking to Vince a lot about exercising. Do we have to stand up? No, I'm joking.
No, we can-
I'm joking.
Oh, okay.
I've been walking around all this week and my legs are ready to give out.
You want to sit down? We can do it. I don't
Sure,
care.
I'll go
Whichever
grab
you
chairs.
want.
Let's do this campfire style.
That's fine. Well, while he's getting that, tell us what you do on the show.
Well, I play Big Macintosh, and I play Dr. Who's, and I play Goldie Delicious, and I play like 20 other characters.
Yeah.
They all have one line.
No, too much.
Rufus on Little's Pet Shop, right?
Sunil on Little. Did I play Rufus?
That's
as well?
right. That's right.
Rufus. I might have. I think I played about 70 different characters on Little's Pet
That's
Shop,
right.
So.
Out of the 35.
I totally got the name wrong and botched it. Oh, no.
I got chairs.
All right, cheers.
Campfire style. Dewey, you don't get one.
You can stand up.
Hey, that's
Which,
fine.
speaking of this guy, I don't know if you remember Midwest Brony Fest from a few years ago.
I remember. I've been there 2 times.
Yeah, I believe it was your first time because I happened to be there as well. I stopped you in the hallway to get a wonderful little recording because this gentleman right here wondered if you remembered him from the first Nightmare Nights.
I did not set you up for this. I swear to God.
This is all starting to come back to me now.
And thank you because I crushed his hopes and dreams with that one
Excellent.
little message.
What did I have to say to him?
Basically, it was a mock interview. I was saying, "Oh, Mr. New, it's a pleasure to meet you." It's like, "Do you happen to remember a certain Clayton Roberts? He had the cowboy hat." And you're just like, "You know what? It's kind of ringing a bell." You pause for about 3 seconds. You're like, "Nah, I don't remember." And I built this out for over a month.
No, it was really funny. Basically, what it was at the first Nightmare Nights, you and I just happened to be at the same room party. I was just sitting at the couch watching an episode of Dan Versus, and you just happened to sit next to me, and we just started talking. I thought it was super cool.
Yeah, right on.
And
No, I know.
Really? I like him.
You don't mean it, right?
But yeah, we know you do a bunch of voices for the show and all that, but what do you do personally? Like, what are some of your interests, hobbies? Like, are you a fan of history? Do you enjoy architecture?
I do. I enjoy architecture, and I enjoy meteorology, climatology.
Oh, really? Okay, cool.
I'm fascinated by space. One of my favorite things every night, I follow like the Voyager spacecraft, and I love its tweets because it tweets about how far away it is from the sun now. And I find like it's just just a list of astronomical units how far away it is. But I really find that fascinating every time I get neat.
Oh, that's really cool.
Those kinds of things.
Because because I've been doing podcasts for God knows how many years. Most interviews I hear from people, especially with My Little Pony show staff, they just talk about the show. So the listener doesn't get to know the person behind it, because most of these fans that come in here assume that he just does work for the show. And that's it. He just exists to put a face to the voice.
Well, I mean, when you think about how much I'm on the show, over 6 seasons, I've done, I think it's something like 30, 35 voices.
Right.
A lot of those, so that would be 30, 35 episodes.
Yeah.
But a lot of those voices are on the same episode, because sometimes they'll bring you in for one, and then they'll have another thing there, so it's 2 in 1, so it's maybe 20, 25 episodes.
Right.
It takes us 1 day to record an episode, so in 6 years, that's 20, 25 days of work.
Wow.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
So, I mean, when you think about how much of my mental energy it takes to go to work, I mean, I read it ahead of time. When I make some decisions ahead of time, I do some prep work, and then I go to the studio to do it. Every episode takes me a day or 2 or 3.
Yeah.
Depending. But really, that's it.
Yeah.
In 6 years. It's not a whole lot of time and energy devoted to this. I spent way more time and energy at conventions.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, right. Okay.
Each convention is 3 days, plus travel days, plus it's all day long. The recording session is anywhere from 1 to 4 hours, and these things are 12 hours a day. These are 3 days.
I feel that pain.
So it's like over the course of it, I've been to 30 of these things now. So I've actually spent way more time with fans.
I actually had a question.
Than I have been in the studio on ponies, anyway.
I just had a question about the recording process itself. Is the way Friendship is Magic is specifically...
is that a splinter in your finger?
I guess it is.
I'm sorry.
Go on.
That's a good question, I promise. Basically, how exactly is it? Is it like everybody records in like a group room, or is it just individual lines one at a time?
More often than not, it's everybody's in a group, except that some people are not in the same city. People like Tara, who plays Twilight, records out of Los Angeles.
Okay.
But the rest of us, for the most part, are horseshoe with glass on one side and
gives you an opportunity to bounce off of one another.
Yeah, the horseshoe is incidental, by the way. We do. We do the horseshoe shape for most shows. It's not just.
Okay.
It's not
just makes it more genuine.
Likely story.
But one thing I want to ask you.
Should have said a you.
I swear this will be the last one about My Little Pony, because I'd like to know more about you personally, if you don't mind. But the episode with when I can't remember the name of the episode.
Shoot.
But it's where Big Mac dresses as
Brotherhood Socials.
You did an amazing job in that one, sir.
Well, thank you very much.
Because I'm a huge fan of voice acting, have been since I was about that tall. Mm-hmm. The emotion you managed to put into that episode, just especially that final part, I was just like,
especially,
it was incredibly difficult to tell Peter New from the character. So I listened to because I listen to a lot of things. As I said, I'm a huge fan of voice acting, and I know a lot of voice actors personally from the Dallas area. But whenever they can get me to lose that, or they make me lose my sense of immersion, kind of. I'm probably wording horribly, but I get so immersed into it that I no longer just see myself watching a show.
Right.
It's like I'm
You're not thinking of the actors themselves.
Exactly.
You're thinking about the characters themselves.
It's such a powerful scene.
And I've been wanting to tell you this for a while, but never had a chance to. And what you did with that episode was absolutely wonderful, and it's one of my favorites, especially that little bit.
Thank you very much.
Because it was kind of a situation with the little sister and all that, and didn't turn out nearly as well, unfortunately. But still, just thank you for putting so much depth and emotion into just a character that just says "yep" every once in a while and talks.
Thank you for that. The very first audition, the very first exposure I had to the character, they gave me some yups and nopes to do because they wanted me to do that for the most part, and they told me that for the most part that's probably what he'll end up saying.
Right.
But they also gave me this monologue, which has never appeared in the show, just something that was just written for the audition, because they wanted also, they said maybe sometimes we might use him as a sounding board for Applejack to come to get advice or something, and it was written really in a sort of, well, little sis, if it were me, I'd go down here and do this thing, and that kind of, down-homey wisdom sort of thing. Mm-hmm. And so for me, I always approached the character as though it was all hidden wisdom. Every yup and nope was always about subtext. It was always about trying to communicate something.
It meant more than just yes and no.
Absolutely. For me, there's always been that wisdom and that deep part of him.
Right.
So, and even then in that first episode, he doesn't come out saying yup and nope. He has a whole conversation with Applejack right out of the gate before any yups even happen. So by the time it sort of rolled around to Brotherhood Social, for me the depth in the character was already really well established, and so Dave Polsky and I had a conversation at one point about that episode, and Dave Polsky who wrote it.
Right.
And the whole thing about dressing up as Orchard Blossom was a way for him to feel free to talk, because he's a character that doesn't always feel free to talk, or the character that feels like he doesn't have to say much to communicate a lot. And so I really enjoyed that part of the arc, that it sort of gave him this mask that he could use to communicate. But ultimately he failed to communicate using the mask because he wasn't being particularly honest with his communication through the mask. And that moment at the end, for me, I really wanted it to be good, because it's the moment where he takes the mask off but continues to communicate, and finally communicates honestly, finally communicates cleanly. And I thought that was really beautifully articulated in the writing, and I really wanted my performance to support it. So
honestly,
it really did.
You did an outstanding job. Mm-hmm. That is one of my favorite bits in the entire show.
Cool. Awesome.
And it's something that I constantly go back and listen to. So thank you again for your articulation and just how much thought you put into just a red pony.
Which a red pony.
Yeah, but most people don't really think about it. They're just like, oh, it's just a kid's show. But every voice actor wants to bring in their own take on something. They want to make it their own, because voice acting is seen as not a real form of acting by some people.
Well, I disagree.
Well, of course.
From what I've talked to with most voice actors, at least in this area, that have become big names in Funimation and all that, they're usually treated as...
Yeah, no, that can happen.
Yeah, mostly because they do anime and stuff like that, but just there's a lot of actors they've dealt with personally that are in the big times Hollywood consider voice actors as just, oh, you just stand in a booth, you talk, you get paid.
Yeah, the number of film actors I know that have tried to come and get a voice job, and they have this moment of realization where they're like, this is way harder than I thought it was.
It's so much different.
You're not allowed to move that much because the mic will pick it up.
You can move as long as you're not wearing loud clothes.
Yeah. Exactly.
Right?
But you have to be careful.
The problem I think a lot of film actors have with it is they get in there and they're so trained to, like, it's all in the eyes with film, right? So they're trained to kind of keep everything right in here, and it kind of comes off in animation as really low energy because it's all right in this pocket right there. They half whisper everything they say usually on film.
Yeah, that's true.
And you can't really do that and keep the energy up, and even with a character like Big Mac, who's very slow and low, it's like part of the challenge with him is to say, well, how do you make that yup? How do you make yup live? And if you're just going yup, or film version, yup, there's nothing there for them to animate if you just do that. So you got to give it something that'll make it come alive. And film actors, I think, a lot of the time have a lot of problems going, really, I can be that big, Now, my problem, of course, is I then go the other way around, is I do film acting as well. So, I forget that I have to actually pay attention to what my body is doing in a film audition. I get in there and I'm like, and they're like, whoa, no, that's way too big for the camera.
What kind of work did you do for?
Sorry, this will have to be the last question.
Yeah, what kind of work did you do for like non-animation stuff and like actual acting?
Tons of stuff. Usually just like a day on this or that, sometimes more if I'm lucky. Like did like a straight-to-TV sci-fi movie called Lost Treasure of the Grand Canyon. Last year I did a Jim Henson project for Lifetime called Turkey Hollow.
Wow.
Just recently shot a couple of things that I don't think I'm allowed to talk about just yet. And,
we understand.
Gotcha.
So, but yeah, no, I mean, I think I have something like 60, 70 on-camera credits.
Oh, wow, that's awesome.
Check out my IMDb page and follow me on Twitter at @ActorPeterNew.
Oh, you did.
Thank you, Mr. New, for taking the time to sit down.
My pleasure.
Us.
Thank you guys very much.
And we'll no longer take any more of your time, but again, thank you. And I hope you have.
Oh yeah.
Would you like to try?
Does I need to borrow one?
But thank you again, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of the con. And
thank you guys.
Hope you have a safe flight back. So
thank you very much.
Thank you again.
Thank you.
Take it easy. Bye, everybody.
It's really nice.
Thank you. Anyone else need like refreshment tossed by our first secretary of the Treasury?
Remember to share, kids.
Can't help but notice.
I just want to catch
so
it.
Shall we ceremonially start closing it? Or shall we continue feeding people? Let's continue feeding people.
No, never close.
There's a baby. Do not eat it.
So, yes, future con chair, A&M class of 2038, if we look back right. My daughter suddenly got taken to stage fright for the first time in her life, but has made new friends. Okay. So, you may have seen us tweet various things about cultural appropriation. And you may have even seen someone wearing a shirt that says cultural appropriation and wondered what is the deal with this. For those of you who were not here last year or have not received a stroopwafel this year, wait. One of our perennial guests is from Amsterdam, right? Comes over from Holland, bless him. And so he brings delicious Dutch stroopwafels. These things are great. So he hands them out around the convention. And he's giving out stroopwafels to people, asking if they want them, giving them out. And this lady says, "What are you doing?" And he says, "I'm handing out stroopwafels." And she says, "You shouldn't appropriate Dutch culture like that." And she's dead serious and storms off. I was like, I'll be sure to tell my friends that when I get back to Amsterdam. All right, guys, it's all over. So, there's a point to this. Come on up, Leon. Let me pull Eli out of the line.
I have here with me 60 stroopwafels or so. And in a few moments, I'm going to toss these into the audience so you can all appropriate that culture with me.
Do me a favor, stand up real quick. Because there's our German guest. He's also... Right, there you go.
That wasn't a penalty, by the way.
So, put up your hands or dunk. One of the two.
Oh, over here, come on, give me one.
It's like delicious pell balls.
I'm Dutch.
Stand like a horse.
Bonus points if he lands one in the light fixture.
Leo, over here. I'll catch it. Over here.
Attendees have surprisingly good hands.
Catch it with your mouth. Over here.
6.
Oh, hey, come on, right here. In the hat. Hey, that's it. Over here, man. In the hat. Anyways. That's it.
You have got to throw one to Her Majesty, man. Seriously.
Hey, Leo. Princess Derby. Princess Derby. Princess Derby.
his hat. It's a pretty big target, man. That guy's got a copious noggin. That is totally like the dude who, robs a little kid from a baseball. That's exactly.
One of our DJs actually got the text that way. Because the little was in the front row.
Thank you.
If I had a nickel for every time my daughter ate something off the floor.
Hey, what happened? Hey, what happened? I wasn't ready for it. You weren't ready?
I choked.
You choked? You choked? You choked like the Dodgers?
I'm fine with that.
Yeah, right?
I totally choked.
That was for me.
No liability for street property injuries.
Over here! Oh, you son of a bitch, Clayton!
Dang it.
Oh my God.
Clayton, just quit while you're behind, man.
No! That's over here!
This is starting to remind me uncomfortably of the A&M passing game yesterday.
Trevor Knight sucks!
Oh, thanks. You don't want it? I've already got one. These things are delicious.
Let me try these.
No. There you go. Really good.
Oh, Jesus, this is good. Twice.
3 times.
Thanks.
You suck.
Well,
You couldn't even catch the rear.
thank you all for coming.
Sandy, Bob, we love you!
I mean, we have our charity number.
Yeah, we do indeed.
Numbers.
We have a
We
register
have a
number.
lot of thank yous.
A lot of thank yous, indeed, for sure. So how about we just do the charity auction number? Because that was cool.
Woo!
The charity auction, like the charity auction by itself, we raised a little over $13,000. However, hold on. Thanks to the very generous matching of Jason Knight, a number of people through the Raucous panel last night, various other
Mates.
people. We got a donation from Nightmare Nights Camp Casey in South Korea, and a couple other things. The grand total for this year, beating last year's by at least $1,100, is $15,575.
Yeah!
Almost entirely sweet. That's the most we've ever raised in one year. $15,575. But, and you guys need to pay attention to this. This will mean more to that section right there than anyone else. We had a last-minute $20 donation, and we want, more money for St. Jude's. There's no question about it. But until that last-second donation, we were at $15,555.
Hang on, I got some money for you. Yeah!
But no
Wait,
longer.
nope. Here, are you gonna throw money at us, fellas?
Yes, I am. Hang on.
Hold my beer.
Come on up, buddy. Make it rain. What?
Yes! I love your hair, Foley! Sit down.
It's very real.
So 15,586.
Wait.
And So,
One more! We got one more!
Oh, nice.
We got more donations coming in!
Oh no!
I ran out of money.
This is gonna
More money for sick kids.
Run, money.
Otherwise, I totally.
Oh, 86. So we have 155, 88. Double dubs.
Check them!
5588.
I missed my 4chan days.
All right.
15,
I'm just gonna stop talking to see if more money arrives.